Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are joining me for the first time today. My name is Lucy, for those of you who have no idea who I am, and today I don't know if you can tell, but I actually created this look using two different palettes. So I have used one palette on this eye and one palette on this eye, and the two choices I have today were the BeautyBay EYN Bright Matte palette and the bPerfect Cosmetics Carnival palette in collaboration with Stacey Marie MUA. Do leave me a comment down below if you can tell which palette is on which eye. I'm not going to give you a spoiler, you're going to have to watch the video to find out, but do let me know if you get it right in the comments below. So without further ado, if you want to see how I created this look and which palette is on which eye, then please do keep watching. More time than a watch can give. So as you may or may not be able to tell, I've already put on my brows and primed my lids, and I'm literally ready to go with the eyeshadow. So on my left eye, I'm going to be using the BeautyBay EYN 42 colour bright palette, and on my right eye, I'm going to be using the bPerfect Cosmetics in collaboration with Stacey Marie MUA palette. Now I've chosen these two palettes today because in my previous video where I tested this palette, a lot of you guys were asking which one I would recommend between these two palettes. So I thought if I do a comparison video and using one palette on one eye and one on the other, then you guys will get to see how both palettes perform using the same eyeshadow colours and doing the exact same look, and you guys can judge for yourself which palettes you'd prefer to pick up. So obviously both palettes aren't going to fit in frame, but both of them have got very kind of similar shades. This one has got a lot of bright colours, so it's got the pink, the yellow, the orange, the greens, the blues. However, this does not have a black eyeshadow or a white eyeshadow in it, whereas this one has got literally every colour of the rainbow, including a red, a white, a black, and yeah, so I'm just going to try and create a look as similar to the colours that we've got in both palettes as possible, if that makes sense. So on my right eye, I'm going to go ahead and start with the shade Mood from the Stacey Marie MUA palette, which is a deep blue shade, and on my left eye, I'm going to be taking the shade Stormy Night, which is from the BeautyBay palette. Now obviously the shades aren't going to be the exact same because they are different colours from different palettes, but the idea is more so just to see the pigmentation of the shadows, how they blend, how they build up and things like that, and you guys can judge for yourselves which palettes you prefer. So there's those two shades down. We've got Mood from the bPerfect palette on this eye and Stormy Night from the BeautyBay palette on this eye. It is worth noting that with both shades, I did have to scratch and swirl my brush quite hard into the pan to actually get the pigmentation out of it. And I think that's just something to do with the dark blue shades. I think it's quite hard to formulate, but they were both coming off pretty sheer at first and I had to keep building them up and scratching into the pan. So that's just something to remember for both palettes. Now what I'm going to do is blend out that blue shade using a little bit of yellow on the inner corner. So I'm starting with the shade Keen from the bPerfect palette, and I'm going to go in with the shade Hello Sunshine from the BeautyBay palette. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit more so you can see the blending. So this is the bPerfect side. You can kind of see, I don't actually know if it's picking up on camera, but when I put that yellow shade down, it's blended with the blue to make a really nice green right in the middle. Then I'm doing the same on the other eye using Hello Sunshine from the BeautyBay palette. So you can probably see that instantly that this one has blended slightly easier in the middle and created that green shade, whereas this one has not. This one has just gone straight over the top of that blue and it's not really doing much, it's sort of just layering the colours. So I am going to have to go in and fix up that blue to make sure it looks blended. In my mind, my music topic every time. There's no way I'm sleeping tonight without you. Alright, next up I'm going in with orange next to that. So from the Stacey Marie bPerfect palette, I'm taking the shade Lit, and on the other eye I'm taking the shade Heatwave from the BeautyBay palette. So for me, both palettes have their pluses and their minuses. With the bPerfect palette, which is the one I'm using now, I really love that it's got such neon shades in it and they blend so easily as well. Whereas with the BeautyBay palette, I love that it's so big. The mirror is one of my favorite things in the entire palette because I'm using it all the time at the moment. And also that it's got such a variety of each color. Like, it's literally got like 4 different orange shades, 7 different pinks, 7 different purples, blues. Like, it's got multiple variations of each color, whereas the bPerfect palette has only got kind of 1 of each shade, maybe 2 at a push. But I do really love both palettes, so this is kind of a really hard comparison for me. You deserve right, more than alright. I give the time in a high rise. If I can't buy a rainbow. And on the outer corner of the eye, I'm taking the shade Funky from the bPerfect palette, and I'm going to take the shade Make Them Wink from the BeautyBay palette. Pillow fights, the only fights, that's the height of our hate. And every day I convince you to stay. This an all night thing. Pack a bag, you staying over some. This an all night thing. Treat you like a lady till the time comes. Now I'm just going to a different brush and I'm going to pick up those blue shades I started with in the beginning and just make sure that that blend through those colours is looking a little bit more seamless. Need you as my nighttime neighbor. Okay, now I've got those blends to kind of where I'm happy with them. I've just realised that I wanted to do a shimmer, like comparison of the shimmer shades. However, I've got the bright matte palette of the BeautyBay one and it's got no shimmer shades in it. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to apply a pigment to the lid, which is not by either of these brands, but I just want to spice this look up a little bit. So I'm going to take the Peaches and Cream Double Denim pigment, which is like a beautiful teal blue shade. But I'm going to start by applying a little bit of concealer on the lid here so it sticks, and then I'm going to just go all over the lid with that. Okay, there's the look with the shimmer on the lid. So now I'm just going to go ahead and pop on some mascara and some lashes, and I will be back with you in uno momento. I'm also just going to show you guys how I actually stick on my lashes. So I've just applied a thin strip of duo glue to them and I've let them sit for about a minute now. Just going to make sure they are tacky enough to stick on. Now I always take a tweezer to the middle of the lash and then I apply it to the centre of my lash first. A lot of people like to do this with their eyes closed, but I always have my eye open. And then I stick down the outer half and finally the inner half. So leaving the lashes to dry for a little while before you actually stick them down. Make sure that the glue is not still wet and it's not going to slide around all over the place, and it just makes it easier to stick them down as well. And I'm just pinching the false lash together with my real lash, and that's pretty much it. Just realised I didn't actually tell you which lashes I was using, so that's really helpful. You're welcome. These are the Unicorn Cosmetics lashes in the style Twink, and yes, I did use this exact pair of lashes about 2 videos ago, but I don't care because I like them, so I'm using them again. So I'm really quickly just going to whiz through my skin makeup because obviously the focus of the video is the eyes and comparing the palettes. So for foundation today, I'm just going to be taking the MAC Studio Fix foundation in the shade NC13. Then I'm taking the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. Massive shock, I've been using this in every video recently, and this one is in the shade Fair. Then I'm taking the Beauty Bakery flour powder to set underneath my eyes and along my forehead. Bronzing using the Morphe Glamabronze Face and Body Bronzer in the shade Megastar. And for my highlighter, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Saint from the bPerfect Carnival palette. So for my right eye, obviously I'm going to do my under eye using the bPerfect palette. So I'm going to start with the shade Mood, and then I'm going to go ahead and buff it out with Wasted. Every guy has a crush on you like that orange drink. You deserve right, more than alright. I give the time. And on my left eye, being the BeautyBay side, I'm going to take the shade Stormy Night right underneath my lashes and buff it out using the shade Purple Power underneath. 4 in the morning, just talking to me. Lose the concept of time, like what is up late? Pillow fights, the only fights, that's the height of our hate. And every day I convince you. And finally, to finish up this look, I'm going to use the Morphe Coffee and Kissy lip liner and then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Toffee lip gloss to top it off. Like a lady till the time comes. Just an all night thing. Need a So this is my finished result, one eye using the bPerfect Cosmetics in collaboration with Stacey Marie MUA Carnival palette, and one eye using the BeautyBay EYN Bright Matte palette. Please let me know in the comments below which one you prefer, and if you're going to pick up either of the palettes, or if you have either of the palettes, do let me know as well. Like I said, I did only do this video because I had a lot of people commenting under my BeautyBay palette review that you wanted to see which one was the better palette and which one you guys should pick up. So I just decided to do a look with both of them today. Personally, I'm not going to choose a favourite because I really love both these palettes for different reasons. This is more so just so you guys can gauge an idea of the palettes and the pigmentation and the way they work and stuff like that. So I really hope you guys did enjoy watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, a comment below, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more uploads from me in the future. You're more than welcome to follow me over on my Instagram as well, which is at Lsgmakeup. I will be posting this look on there at some point or another. And other than that, I am going to leave this video here. So thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!